Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. Chris Holman here, coming to you from our studios at the Capital Region International Airport, believe it or not. But we're not taking off. We are going to fly down to the Detroit area, actually, Troy. Ronia Kruse, she's the president and CEO of OpTech, is joining us right now. And Ronia, welcome to the show. It's good to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
This has been like a year and a half in the making. I think we run into each other at the normal summit that MICHauto puts on.
Mm-hmm.
Talked about this for a while, and we finally got you on. So with that, welcome, and tell us a little bit about OpTech.
Sure. OpTech's mission is to help people, companies, and communities thrive by providing the best talent. So we have been in the talent space now for nearly 25 years, and specifically tech talent. And so we've attended and supported MICHauto on their tech talent initiatives. And I know I personally have been a speaker at various functions, but we've been around, as I mentioned, for 25 years and supporting companies, because every company is a technology company and they require tech talent. And we see the demand escalating and the supply has been a lagging fact. And so we're trying to build pipelines of technologists.
So let's talk about that a little bit. You know, we do every 6 months a thing called the Michigan Future Business Index, which is nice and there. But over probably 3 years, the major problem was talent for businesses, and just got edged out by inflation this last 6-month one. But it's still very much up there. Do you see that changing, and what is the solution? Because I look at it and I see that we're robbing from each other right now for talent.
That is true. And so what we found with the policy, the pendulum seems to swing one extreme or the other. Obviously, we saw things hold back during the pandemic. And then in 2021 and 22, we couldn't hire enough talent. And now things have kind of come back, obviously interest rates being higher, and we're seeing the unemployment rate creep up a little bit. However, the demand for tech talent is still skyrocketing. And because every company is digital, every company needs tech talent. And so we're not providing or producing enough tech talent for our companies here in Michigan. And so one of the things that we worked with MICHauto on is they received a $2 million grant from the state of Michigan to really work on the tech talent initiative. We've seen Michigan's population decline, and so they engaged Richard Florida, I believe you may be familiar with, to do a study on are we losing students in Michigan, because we have seen that population decline. And what we found is that we're retaining that talent, but we're losing the STEM talent. We're losing the technology talent to other states, to the East Coast and West Coast. They're not staying here in Michigan. And so even though there's a great deal of uncertainty in the economy and what's happening, we can't lose our focus on developing that tech talent.
You know, it's kind of interesting because a lot of states other than Michigan are going through that same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So again, we're kind of moving people around. But you're right, it is difficult to get the tech people here. And of course, this industry in this state is pretty tech heavy. This year's MICHauto Summit, I thought, was a particularly good one. What did you feel about it, and what were kind of your takeaways?
Yeah, sure. So it was a great summit. It always is. And a couple takeaways for me is the adoption of the EVs. That was really interesting to me. How California, the adoption rate was 25%, but Michigan was only 4%. And they're expecting the adoption to happen in 2027. That was one huge takeaway. But the other one was the panel discussion on talent. And that's always seems to be forefront every time MICHauto has an event. Talent is a major initiative, as it should be. And I was really interested in the panel discussion that I believe Jenny Ecclestone from Magna was talking about their internship program, which I was pleased about because I'll tell you a little bit about how I play into that, is they took 24 students through an initiative through Digital Lakes micro internship program. And these were students that were graduating seniors, freshmen, and sophomores, and gave them a 4-week experience at 3 different companies in 3 different industries to give them a flavor of technology and the type that technology is embedded in every company and every position. And they've had incredible success with that program. A lot of the students, after experiencing the micro internship program, have decided to stay in Michigan, were introduced to companies and industries they had no idea about, including Magna, which is the largest supplier. And the companies realized how incredibly bright these students are. They were born digital, and they need to change their mindset about the great opportunities and companies that are here in Michigan.
I tell you, we're avowed that internship is the best way to go because you each see each other, just the culture.
Yeah, and what was really nice is that typically companies have a very established internship program, and they usually target juniors, maybe sophomore, juniors, maybe even seniors. But this internship was designed to go even earlier in the student's career and try to, a lot of them were undecided. A lot of them were business majors or art majors, or, maybe they were engineering majors. But what was amazing is that they realized that these students, with this new experience, changed their minds about technology. And they now had a different mindset that, whatever you end up doing, technology is a big part of that career.
You're absolutely right. Ronia Kruse, President and CEO of OpTech, thanks for taking the time to spend with us, and happy holidays.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate your time, and happy holidays to you too.
Well, been watching the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman. We'll be back with you.